You've spent decades building some incredible expertise, and now you're ready for your next act. But let's be honest, stepping out of the corporate world can feel like stepping off a cliff, right into the unknown. Well, today, we're going to lay out a blueprint for not just surviving, but actually thriving in this new chapter as a retirepreneur, using all that wisdom to build something that's truly on your own terms. So, let's get into it.
This right here, this is the question that keeps so many seasoned professionals up at night. I mean, you've led teams, you shaped strategy, your value was undeniable. But the moment you walk out that corporate door, it can feel like your relevance just vanished. So what on earth happens next?
Here's the crazy part. That feeling of being invisible, it's happening at the exact same time that you're part of the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in America. You are so not alone. In fact, professionals over 55 are leading this massive movement. This isn't some niche little path, it's a super highway, and it's being built on a foundation of pure experience.
So let's get one thing straight right now, because this is a whole key. Your value is still there. Your 30 plus years of solving problems, recognizing patterns, and just plain wisdom, that didn't just evaporate overnight. What disappeared was the corporate support system, the job titles, the performance reviews, the big company name, all the stuff that made your expertise instantly recognizable to everybody else.
So in this explainer, we're going to rebuild that system, but this time it's on your terms. We'll start by really understanding that vanishing support system. Then we'll dive into the 4 foundational challenges you've got to solve. From there, we'll get into the mindset, the tools, and the visibility plan you need to build your next amazing chapter.
You know, the first instinct for almost everybody is to just jump into action. Build a website, pick a price, start chasing clients. But those are just tactics, and without a solid foundation, it's kind of like building a house on sand. You just end up wasting a ton of time, money, and so much energy.
And what happens? Well, you get stuck in what I call decision paralysis, wondering if your pricing is right. You feel that tool anxiety about technology you've never had to use before. You wind up underselling your incredible expertise because you're just not sure how to talk about it anymore. It's this really frustrating cycle of just chasing random tactics that don't lead anywhere.
So what's the solution then? Instead of chasing tactics, we're going to focus on 4 foundational pillars that will replace that old corporate support system. Think of this as the blueprint for building a sustainable, successful, and frankly, a much more enjoyable independent career.
And here they are. First up, the emotional foundation, which is all about rebuilding your internal compass. Second, a solid plan to close the skills gap without the overwhelm. Third, we've got identity translation, learning to communicate your value in a new way. And fourth, a visibility strategy that builds your authority based on your deep expertise. Okay, let's dive into those first 2 foundations right away. This part is all about the internal work, rebuilding your confidence, and the external work, getting fluent with the tools you actually need today. Think about it. In your corporate life, validation always came from the outside, didn't it? Performance reviews, promotions, quarterly feedback. Well, as an independent professional, you have to build an internal compass. This means you create your own metrics for success, and you learn to trust feedback from the market instead of waiting for a corporate timeline.
And listen to this. This data from MIT is just so powerful. It proves that your age and your experience are a massive advantage. You have decades of pattern recognition under your belt. The real key is just learning to trust that judgment again, without needing someone else to sign off on it.
Now, what about that skills gap, that tech anxiety? Forget going back to school. The answer is something I call the 30-day skills sprint. You just pick one new tool and spend 30 minutes a day actively using it, not just watching tutorials. Then, you try to recreate what you learned from memory. It's a simple process that builds real, practical fluency, and you end up with a portfolio at the same time. All right, let's move on to the external-facing foundations. Once your inner compass is pointing true north and you're getting comfortable with a few new tools, it's time to translate your value for the market and create a real system to get noticed. Now, this is maybe the single most important mindset shift you can make. You are not starting over. You are absolutely not reinventing yourself. You are simply translating your proven, time-tested expertise into a new language that a new audience, clients, customers, partners can immediately understand and value.
And here's a super simple framework to guide that translation. Just ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1, what is the specific problem I have proven over and over that I can solve? 2,
Who specifically is the audience that really needs this solution? And 3, what delivery model is it? Consulting, coaching, creating something? What model actually fits the lifestyle I want to build now?
So what does this translation look like in practice? Well, your old job title, that now becomes the transformation you create for your clients. Your old company name, that gets replaced by the actual results you've driven. Things like client testimonials and your own unique, systematic approach, that becomes your new currency of credibility. So how do people find you? Well, I'll tell you how they don't find you. By you scrambling to post on social media every single day. No, you leverage your unfair advantage, decades of pattern recognition. We call it the Monday assembly line. You spend one focused morning creating one core piece of content based on a problem you've solved a million times. Then, some simple tools can turn that one idea into a whole week's worth of sustainable visibility. No burnout required. Okay, let's bring all this together. The absolute crucial takeaway is this. You have to build these 4 foundations before you start worrying about tactics like your pricing or your website. Get the foundations right, and all those tactics become so much simpler and way more effective. I really want to leave you with this thought, because it's the heart of everything we've just talked about. The value is there. It has always been there. You just need to build a new system to support it, to amplify it, and to make it visible once again. And the best part of all of this is that this new system, it's one you get to design from the ground up, one that fits your lifestyle, your goals, and your definition of success. The question isn't whether you can do it, it's how you're going to choose to build it. So if you're ready to start building, a fantastic first step is to explore the free Retirepreneur Hub. It's absolutely packed with templates and guides that were designed specifically for this journey. It's really the perfect place to start laying your own 4 foundations and connect with a whole community of fellow retirepreneurs. I really hope this was helpful.